Okay, back with you on the Bronx Buzz. It is a pleasure to welcome, here they are, 1LMusic. We don't know what it means, but there it is. We're going to say hello to Nick Pretel and Josh Anthony. And gentlemen, nice to see you. Nice to have you with us. Who is 1LMusic?
Yeah, thank you for having us on, Gary. I'm Nick, and this is Josh.
Josh.
And yeah, 1LMusic started for us, at least in terms of history, a long time ago from high school. And now we're 26. So it's been a bit of time. We're longtime friends. We've known each other from 3 years old. And we went through high school together. And we were part of a Catholic organization called Community Liberation. And we would go between boroughs. We had friends in Staten Island, Brooklyn, and Queens, and Bronx. And we would go to their house, have dinner, and have guitar circles, playing like spirituals and playing just classic rock, having fun. And it opened up an avenue for us where we could express ourselves through music and share experiences. And then after that, we moved into different areas in college. I was far away, and we would share music whenever I came back home. And
Excuse me, share music that you had listened to on CDs, cassettes, or records, or share music that you kind of had been noodling around with on your own and creating?
yeah, I'll actually let Josh explain that process.
All right, go right to it.
Yeah, so in high school, I went to St. Raymond High School on Castle Hill, and Nick went to Bronx Letters on 138th Street. And when college was the first time we'd ever been apart, we'd relatively live close to each other and spend a lot of time together. So in my last year of high school, St. Raymond's offered a piano class. And so I would start, fiddling around on the piano. And then when we went away, when he went to university, I would send him audio clips of just me improvising on the piano. And then Nick would then provide lyrics, melodies, and then eventually years later, here we are.
So it had kind of an organic development, right? In other words, it wasn't like, hey guys, let's make a band and we'll keep developing it. It was like, oh, you know what? I think maybe we have a band, right? Or a group.
Exactly.
Is that really what happened? And was there, I love that crystalline moment when like the light bulb lights. Was there a moment like that where you said, you know what? Some of this stuff is not bad and we ought to kind of put our stuff together?
It's crazy. Like I was just basing all my lyrics off of, angst of college and trying to keep grades up, and it was weighing down. I needed some kind of form of expression. And so it was just for myself, it was for us. But then we shared it to our friends and our family, and they loved it. We had one friend who was from Italy, and when she was getting married, she asked us to sing one of our songs at her wedding. She had like her favorite like playlist of songs from us. And we ended up going to Italy and playing in front of like 200 people at this wedding. And like they were singing along when we were singing other songs. We sang Can't Help Falling, and it was like beautiful. Just the moment of being there with all those people.
And this is exactly what I was saying. It was like you kind of just realized that you had something that you thought was kind of a little different or a little better, I mean, than other people. We're going to show people what you sound like. And the beauty of modern music is that a lot of it is so visual. It's, you got your cell phone and there you go, you're on TV and you got a music video. So the song that you've just done and that you're most proud of recently is Prison Walls, right? Is that what I got? Somebody want to introduce it, give us a little background about it, how it was created, what it's about?
Sure. I'll give a little background of the writing of it, and then Josh can talk a little about the production. But
well, let's do the writing and then we'll play it, and then you come back and we'll talk about the production. Go ahead.
Prison Walls, we wrote that about a year ago from now, at the start of the pandemic, when the cases were rising, all the news of people staying in, and things were so unclear for us, piled on top of the fact that jobs were very uncertain at the time, and there was more workload coming on as you weren't certain that you were going to be able to keep it. And for me, that was like a huge just stress. I needed like some form of expression to say like, this feels like walls caving down on me. I don't know like where to go from here. And yeah, Prison Walls became that.
There it is.
Yeah.
There it is. All right. So this is 1L Music. I understand they're from Parkchester, right? We're right in this, which is the geographic center of our beautiful borough of the Bronx. So 1L Music from the center of the BX. And here it is, Prison Walls. Let's take a look.
This tiny room is painted red again. My aggression has become self-evident. Not the one to let it conquer me, but there's a fire burning underneath. 'Cause I'm afraid of my mind again when it wears my body thin. These prison walls are surrounding me. No, this is not the man I want to be.
All right, just a little clip of Prison Walls. Let's see, who was it? It was Josh was going to talk about the production of it.
Yeah, so in terms of production, throughout the pandemic, we've had a lot of time to write new music.
Right.
And that's where most of our music has come from, actually. We've had more time than ever to actually hone in on our craft. And one of the musicians that we've reached out to and has been our mentor, our producer, Peter Wise. He's a Brooklyn-based musician. And we have the pleasure of working with him on this song. He produced this song. And the song is actually done in his apartment. He has a whole studio set up.
This is what I was saying. The technology is there, man. You can produce the thing right here. You know.
You're not lying.
No, I'm not. Do you guys see yourselves as well? Now we're going to do this, and we're going to commit. I mean, maybe that's what we're going to do for work and earning money, or is it still kind of like a hobby that's getting more and more busy? You understand what I'm saying? I mean, is this where we're going, or where you're going with your music?
Mm-hmm. I think.
Yeah, no.
I didn't mean to startle you with the question.
No. And this has been something that's been prevalent on our minds too, because it's like you said, it's grown organically. Like this wasn't something that, we grew up and we were like, you know what, we're going to be full-time musicians. But the more that we give ourselves to it, the more and more it's becoming a reality that the more that we put our all into this, the more that this is going to become something that sooner or later, when whatever way is going to make itself clear that we are going to make money off of this, or it's going to become our living, whatever facet of music it is.
I wanted, which we didn't do in the beginning, maybe we ought to have done that, is talk a little bit about inspirations. We credit our friends at the Bronx Times who wrote a piece, and we saw the piece, and that's one of the reasons we invited you here. But they talked about a whole range of inspirations. A lot of people are inspired by this or this, but the two of you seem to have a broad music background. I'm always interested in that kind of thing. So I don't know, Nick, why don't you start and tell us when you were first exposed to music and what kind of music you like that you try and, I don't want to say emulate, but inspires what you create.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for me, music really came through around the 6th grade. My grandfather had passed away, and he was a big Bob Dylan fan, loved like that kind of era of music. And that was all I had on my playlist for like a year.
Wow.
That like really old time stuff. And then it kind of switched over when I started singing more in high school with all my friends, came to more contemporary stuff along with spirituals and lots of U2 and soft rock. And
Were either of you trained, specifically, or it was kind of thing like, did you take music lessons, or did you just keep playing? I don't
funny
know how
enough,
else to say it.
yeah, funny enough, I took singing lessons from last year on, so I'm
Wow.
pretty fresh to music myself.
All right. And Josh, what about you as far as your inspirations, or is it really the same kind of thing?
No, I didn't come to know Bob Dylan really until songwriter.
Listen, guys, I don't know if I've ever said this on television in 26 years, but I'm a big Bob Dylan guy. So I'm so sorry your grandfather has passed, because I'd love to hang with him and share a little bit. But so go ahead, Josh. I'm sorry, I had to interject.
No, no, no. Bob Dylan's amazing. He's one of the greatest songwriters ever. Yeah, no. In terms of what I grew up with, I really didn't get into music. I mean, what my memory of music was just my mom had the one album from the Beatles.
Uh-huh. Which one?
Uh, no, I think it was the number one. It's like,
So Meet the Beatles with I
yeah,
Saw Her Standing There and
yeah. Where they had
Bother Me,
Up on there and
Kristen Shout.
exactly. So they had all those songs on there, and then my mom would also blast a lot of Mark Anthony and just enjoy
Ah,
salsa. So that's what I was kind of exposed to growing up. And then as I got older, I got into my own stuff like Coldplay, or I mean, it was in high school, it was like Drake and hip hop, and then
there you
it
go.
transitioned all over the place.
The segment we did just before you guys was talking about why it's so important. Now you see why it's so important that kids get exposed to music, even if they don't become great musicians. It's got to be part of their lives. All right, so how do we find you? 1LMusic, and we got about 15 seconds. Who's going to just tell us what 1LMusic stands for?
1LMusic, it's about home. For us, it's just a symbol of home.
Oh, I was going to say, is that the Parkchester apartment? 1L? I don't know. All right. So, what's the Instagram and what's the website, or what do we got so people can find you?
So our website is 1lmusic.com. Very simple, all lowercase. And then Instagram is 1l.music at Instagram.
1l.music at Instagram. Hey, guys, congratulations on the music. Congratulations on Prison Walls. As you keep putting stuff out, I hope you will continue to let us know about it here on BronxNet, and we'll put you on the Bronx Buzz and keep talking about it. It's just so great to have Bronx people creating music and putting stuff out. We've always done it. Here's a proof that we're going to keep doing it. So Nick Pretel and Josh Anthony, thank you both so much for joining us on the Bronx Buzz.
Thank you.
Thank you, Gary.
Thank you very
Great.
much.
That's it for us. Thanks to our great producer, Rebecca Hemick. Our interns are Jalen and Christine. And guess what's going to happen? We will see you next week. Oh, by the way, we're going to do an education show on Bronx Talk this week. So we'll see you. Good night.